Well, when we constructed the consortium of partners years ago, when we wrote the application for the project, and I mainly wrote the application, we looked at partners that would come from the north of Europe, from the south, from the east, from the west, from different disciplines, from different sorts of organizations, but all of them would be concerned about heritage and how we can find new ways at working with it and creative ways.
Our project was about nowadays the actual perception of the famous German art movement, the Bauhaus. The history of the Bauhaus was written a little bit in what we would call nowadays colonial way. So it was the idea that there was a center where this movement began to exist, and then the influences came all over the world. And what we are trying today, nowadays, is to show that where Bauhaus is arriving, where aspects of the Bauhaus is arriving, there is a transformation in a local and a mix with local transition and transformation, but this doesn't mean that it is less original than the origin in Germany.
Theatre as Resistance is an archival research project. We try to uncover the role of the theatre in the Romanian society before 1989 and using archives and live interviews to do so.
We have a hypothesis that we need to check with our project if there was a resistance through culture and in particular through theatre during the communist time and after the communist time. Then we organize an exhibition and we chose to organize it in a tram because for Timișoara the tram is it has a symbolical meaning since the revolution started when all the trams in the city stopped.
We worked with the curator Irina Leifer, who had found this special book, Impossible Journeys, by a Dutchman who traveled to Russia and Persia in the 17th century. Along this route, we found a lot of historic objects and made a choice together with citizens and asked a group of artists, 2 from the Netherlands, 2 from Russia and 2 from Iran, to make new works about it. And everything is about questioning our cultural perception and prejudices.
The project of Ezraim in the Heritage Contact Zone project was an exhibition called the Parallel Points of View, and we investigated 10 alternative viewpoints of the history and contemporary society in Crete.
Our exhibition, Parallel Points of View, was an exhibition on 10 parallel experiences of life of people who either live in Chania or whose forefathers came from Chania and live abroad nowadays.
The aim of the Living Memorial is to highlight the historical remembers of the last 100 years in Hungary and in a wider era.
As the only academic partner in the Heritage Contact Zone project, our role is to try and find a way to bridge what's been going on in academia, academics who've been researching heritage through many different disciplines, and bring that together with what practitioners have actually been doing in the field and understand more about their particular struggles and challenges and the ways that they meet them.
For us at Ezraim, it was of course a very interesting and engaging experience to work with partners from all across of Europe. So we had a nice networking experience and also got many insights into the challenges of working with contested narratives, contested heritage in other places of Europe.
For me it was a very interesting experience because I got in contact not only with cultural managers but also with practitioners from other fields, museum studies, from cultural policy specialists, from the academia.
The experience of being part of the Heritage Contact Zone and this international consortium has been fascinating in many ways. It's revealed aspects of European heritage that are far more complex and nuanced than I'd originally thought or suspected, but also reveal many more commonalities in our collective experiences and how we can find ways to overcome the difficulties that too often have divided us as societies.